Everybody, it's Brian from Carving is Fun, and one of my viewers actually showed me that Flexcut just released new 2.0 versions of some of their popular wood carving multi-tool pocket knives here. So the Carvin Jack has a 2.0 version, the Pocket Jack has a 2.0 version, and the Spoon Carving Jack has a 2.0 version. And I ended up contacting Flexcut, and they actually sent me a couple of them here to test out and compare for you guys, which is really cool. And if you want to check out all the other jackknives as well as including the original Pocket Jacks, go ahead and check out my original video where I bought all the Flexcut jackknives and compared them side by side so you can figure out which ones you want to get. Alright, so what they did is they took the regular jacks, which is like the Carvin Jack, both left and right hand, the Pocket Jack and the Spoon Jack, and then they made significant upgrades both in looks and in what tools they have in there. Of course, you can see like the Spoon Jack, it looks the same, but there's actually a difference in what tools in there. You can see the 2.0 version actually has 4 tools versus the original version only has 3. But we'll get into those there. So obviously improved handles, you get the cross-etched aluminum handles, which these really do just like hold in your hands really nicely. It's a nice rounded shape, and the hatching actually helps grip your hands, but it's not like really grippy where it'll tear your hands apart like I've seen some other stuff before, which is a little bit more comfortable than the blocky feel of the original. I noticed that some of these, the original ones, the tools kind of sometimes will come out in a bunch, especially the older versions. They fixed that a little bit more on the newer versions of the original jacks, so they don't all just like this one. I'm trying to pull out one tool, but I'm getting both of them coming out. So that is resolved where you can get one tool out at a time now, which is great. So you don't have this bunch of tools all at once. So another thing that they fixed too was when you're trying to push the tools back in, and if you accidentally have the blade release lock pushed in as well, you can accidentally over travel the tools to the point where this stays depressed and the tools are actually pushed in too far. Like now you can't even see the nail nicks in there. So you have to take like a screwdriver or something sometimes and just pry them out. There we go. Where now you can see the nail nicks in there, and this is no longer depressed, and you can go ahead and use it normally. But they fixed that by adding like this little brass pin right in here. So now you can't push the tools in, like I'm holding that down, you can't push the tools in too far anymore. It literally has like an over travel stop on there, which is great because that prevents you from having like get a screwdriver and pull out all the tools in there. And finally, some of the tools do have some changes to what it comes with, except for the Pocket Jack, which has the same exact tools in there as the original, but it does have a nicer handle. So it is an upgraded version. I think it's a significant upgrade. So I would definitely say that the 2.0 version is better than the original here. So let's go over some of the major differences of each of these tools side by side so you can see what the changes are and see if you want to grab one. Alright, so let's start off with the Carvin Jack, which is basically the main one here. It's the one that has the most tools in it. Besides the upgrade handle, one of the things that they did in here that I think is a pretty significant change, and I really like that they did, is they replaced the straight chisel with, let's go to the other side, with a pelican knife, which is a nice curved blade on there. So you have the straight edge blade, and then you have the pelican knife. For me personally, I've rarely used the chisel, so it wasn't a loss for me at all. But one of the benefits of the pelican blade is it has a nice curved blade to it, which is a little bit easier to impart a slicing motion to the wood, so it goes through the wood a little bit easier without you having to push through it. You can still slice with the straight edge, but this one the pelican knife is just really good for removing a lot of wood there. But otherwise, it comes with all the same tools in the right and left hand configuration. Get it open here without me nicking myself. These blades are very sharp. There we go. So you still get all the same exact tools minus the straight gouge being replaced with their pelican knife. So you still get the little scoop, the scorp, the push gouge, and the V-scorp on there as well. Not only that, it also comes with the same accessories. So it has the same accessories. You get the leather sheath, the strop, and the compound on there. So that comes in the package as well. But overall, I think the improvements is not only noticeable, but it is practical, because the replacement of that straight gouge with the pelican knife I think is great. The handles themselves are very nice and comfortable. I personally like them. I think it's a good change up. It feels better in the hands. Alright, so let's look at the Pocket Jack. The Pocket Jack is basically the more affordable version of the Carvin Jack. It has about the same kind of features, but 2 less tools. So for this one, you're going to get the scorp. It comes with the scorp, the push gouge, and regular straight edge blade, and a V-scorp. So it comes with the basics that you need. There's no like scoop knife in there or a pelican knife in this one, but it comes with everything you're going to need. And it's the same exact tools from the original. So there's no difference in the tools. The main difference is the handle, which I think still the handle is a much more comfortable handle than the original one. Alright, so then finally let's look at the spoon jack here. At a glance, yes, they look exactly the same, but it's what's on the inside here that really is different. And they not only added a new tool, but they changed one of the other tools in here. I'll get everything open here. They changed a couple of the tools actually. Alright, so the 1.0 version came with a straight edge knife, a kind of like a lazy scoop knife, and then nice little hook knife right there for carving out bowls, gouges, spoons. But the upgraded version, they gave you a little scorp gouge, and they kept the same hook knife that they had right there. But then they gave you this other hook knife here that I think is more practical. You have this nice little lip at the tip right there that allows you to get into like smaller nooks and crannies. And then they give you the pelican knife on this one, which is really good for removing large pieces of wood. Again, it imparts that slicing motion, so it cuts through the wood a little bit better than the straight edge blade in my opinion. But yeah, significant upgrade for tool wise on the spoon carving jack. Definitely a vast improvement over the original one, and I appreciate the changes in it. This is probably the most significant change in tool wise compared to all the other ones there. So if you guys do want to get the 2.0 versions, I do highly recommend them. They are, like I said, a significant improvement over the originals. I'll have links in the description for where to pick them up. Go ahead and pick one up yourself if you want it. If you have the original and you don't feel like changing, really, you're not going to miss out on too much, but still, if you want just a little bit of a nicer tool, this one is a significant improvement. I want to say they're about the same price, but I think it's going to vary upon where you're going to be going and looking from here on out. But thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you have yourselves a great day.